Oscar de la Hoya has been walking a tightrope ever since the situation with Virgil Ortiz Jr. tensions between de la Hoya and Bernard Hopkins, which had been simmering, finally erupted after that fight. But what reignited the situation wasn't just the friction between them. It was Floyd Mayweather jumping into the mix, adding fuel to
Thank you.
the fire. Mayweather, known for never holding back, decided to take aim at De La Hoya, while publicly backing up Hopkins in a heated live exchange. Floyd didn't mince words. Oscar's just out here chasing money. That's all he's ever been about. Everyone knows it. He'll sell out anyone, anywhere, if it means another dollar in his pocket. Anyone, anywhere, if it means another dollar in his pocket. According to Mayweather, even when it came to Virgil fighting Bohachuk, there were questionable decisions at play. He accused De La Hoya of having his fingerprints all over it, suggesting that Alal Sheikh has been orchestrating outcomes to favor his preferred fighters.
Something special. Yeah, something special. And maybe he gets back.
Floyd continued to hammer De La Hoya, saying, "It's clear as day. Oscar's just playing the game. He doesn't care who wins or loses as long as the check clears. That's why he's so deep with Turkey, throwing fights left and right like it's no big deal. For him, it's not about legacy anymore, it's just about the money." Taking jabs at Oscar's reputation, Floyd said, "You think Oscar's concerned with boxing anymore? No way. He's all about whatever gets him on that next private jet, whatever buys him the next mansion. That's who he is. The glamour went to his head a long time ago. I'm backing Hopkins 100%, because at least Bernard's still in it for the fighters. What's Oscar in it for?"
At the time, yeah, it was the record-setting pay-per-view. I think we generated something like close to, all in, like close to 400 million.
It was Oscar de la Hoya wasn't about to take Floyd Mayweather's attacks lying down. The Golden Boy, known for his fiery temperament and fierce pride, wasn't going to let Floyd tear into his character and drag his name through the mud without putting up a fight. So de la Hoya fired back, and he fired back hard. Oscar didn't hold back. "Floyd's talking like he knows me, like he knows what I'm about. Please, if anyone's been chasing money their whole career, it's him." Floyd's entire career was built around big money fights, pay-per-views, and making sure his bank account was bigger than his ego. He's retired, but all he does is flaunt his wealth like it's something to be proud of. But Oscar wasn't finished. He took a deep breath and kept going, determined to set the record straight. "Look, yeah, I've done well for myself. I've made money, but I've also given back to this sport more than Floyd ever will." While he's out here talking about legacy and how Bernard's the only real one left, he forgets everything I've built with Golden Boy. I've given countless fighters a platform and an opportunity. What has Floyd done for the sport, except brag about how much money he's made? De La Hoya's words cut deep, especially when he turned the tables on Floyd's support of Bernard Hopkins. As for Hopkins, sure, Bernard's a legend, no doubt. But don't come at me like I'm the bad guy here. We've had our disagreements, but that's between me and him. Floyd's jumping in, trying to act like he knows what's going on. He doesn't. He's just looking for another way to stay relevant. Then came Oscar's knockout punch. Floyd's got the nerve to talk about money? The same guy who can't go a day without reminding the world how much he's worth. He doesn't care about boxing anymore, not like I do. I've dedicated my life to this sport, and I'm still in it, fighting for fighters and giving them opportunities. Floyd's out here on the sidelines, talking from his mansion. Big talk from someone who's been out of the game. The live exchange between Floyd and Oscar was explosive, with both legends trading verbal punches like it was a championship fight. Fans of both fighters were glued to their screens, eagerly watching to see who would land the next blow. But beneath the surface, The clash was about more than just personal jabs. It was about the future of boxing and the real motivations behind their actions. Floyd's accusation that De La Hoya was too closely tied to the money and influence of Turki Alec, suggesting that fights were being thrown to favor certain fighters, struck a nerve. Whether there was any truth to it or not, the accusation hit Oscar where it hurt. De La Hoya's defense, though passionate, was layered with frustration, not just at Floyd, but at the entire narrative being spun around him. For now, it's unclear where things will go next, but one thing is certain. Floyd Mayweather backing Bernard Hopkins and Oscar De La Hoya exploding with his fiery response is a feud that's just getting started, or perhaps one that started a long time ago. Oscar De La Hoya didn't stop there. Despite acknowledging Mayweather's dominance in the ring, the Golden Boy wasn't fully sold on the idea of Mayweather being the greatest fighter of his generation. While recognizing Floyd's incredible professional career that spanned from 1996 to 2017, Oscar had some reservations, particularly when it came to the way Mayweather built his career. The Mayweather formula of picking and choosing when to face his opponents is something that has followed him throughout his career, De La Hoya pointed out. His undefeated run wasn't just because of his immense skill. It was also because he avoided facing certain fighters. No doubt about that. Oscar chose his words carefully, but didn't hold back. Floyd was strategic, smart, yes, but as a fighter, my mentality was always to face the best and the toughest challenges. Floyd didn't always do that. His 50-0 record is impressive, but if he had fought everyone in their prime. It's an argument that has been thrown at Mayweather by some of the biggest names in boxing over the years. Despite his victories over top-tier fighters like Canelo Alvarez, Miguel Cotto, Shane Mosley, and Manny Pacquiao, detractors like De La Hoya argue that many of those wins came when his opponents were past their prime. Oscar continued, questioning whether people truly appreciate Mayweather's legacy while he's still around. "I don't think so," Oscar said bluntly when asked if Floyd gets enough credit. "What happens is, we don't realize how wonderful of a person or athlete someone is until it's too late, until they're either gone or much older. We don't do our research. We don't study their careers enough. It's always easier to label them great when they're no longer in the spotlight." This was a subtle nod to Floyd's polarizing presence in the sport, a man who has consistently been both celebrated and criticized. For Oscar, the admiration for Mayweather's skills was never in question. But it was how Floyd navigated his career that raised eyebrows. "I think Floyd was smart in his career. He didn't hold on too long. He got out before a young lion could come in and take him down. That's commendable. But here's the thing, he didn't fight everyone he should have in their prime. He avoided taking some of the bigger risks, and I get it. It's a business. But I was different, almost old school. For me, the true test of a fighter was stepping into the ring with the best, regardless of the risk to one's record." Oscar reflected on his own career, saying, "In my career, I wanted to fight the best, no matter the consequences. That's what made the sport exciting for me. But with Floyd, there's always going to be the argument that he dodged certain fights when they were at their peak. Take Pacquiao, for example. People will always say that fight happened too late." De La Hoya's comments highlighted a common critique of Mayweather, that while his career was nothing short of remarkable, it was also carefully curated. Floyd's strategic approach to fight selection, where he picked the right opponents at the right time, ensured that his undefeated record remained intact. But for fighters like Oscar, who thrived on taking on all challengers, no matter the risk, this approach felt less noble. "Floyd's a businessman, no doubt about it," Oscar conceded. "He made the right moves for himself and his career. But as a fighter, you have to ask, did he really challenge himself to the fullest? Did he fight the best when they were at their best? That's where the debate comes in." Oscar's words were a reflection of the broader conversation in the boxing world, one that questions whether Mayweather's legacy will be remembered for his flawless record or the calculated path he took to achieve it. The exchange between De La Hoya and Mayweather is more than just a war of words. It's a clash of philosophies, with each man representing a different era and approach to the sport. Floyd's business-minded strategy, where every move was calculated to maximize profit and minimize risk, contrasts sharply with Oscar's old-school mentality of fighting the best, regardless of the outcome. As the feud between these two boxing icons heats up, it's clear that the battle isn't just about personal pride, it's about legacy. And while Floyd may have the undefeated record, Oscar has the respect of those who believe that true greatness comes not just from winning, but from the willingness to face any challenge, no matter how daunting.